Hi guys, my name is Patrick, but you can call me 26. And what we're going to do today is we are going to figure out how we can debug CoreData and SwiftData using SQL. CoreData and SwiftData are described as, they're persistent frameworks run by Apple that are described as object graphs, right? But we can still debug them using SQL and get more information about that particular schema or the schema of the entity in CoreData or SwiftData, right? So that's what we're going to do today. Before we get to today's business, you could have a look at my course, that is the e-commerce full stack application. And what we build is iStore, and iStore we build the front end and the back end. And iStore does use SwiftData. We use SwiftData in persisting our cart. So whenever you close the app, we save the contents of what you want to get into a cart. And in this cart, which also has a map, you can pick the location like so and do that. And this is persisted using SwiftData. And also among our carts, we have favorites, right? So we have our favorites here, and you could save the favorites, and the favorites are products that you like that you would want to maybe go back and later on buy. And this also uses SwiftData to save our particular favorites, right? So we do that. And also on top of it, we figure out how we can work with the observable macro when you're dealing with SwiftData. So all these are projects that we actually implement in this application. If you'd like to see the complete project, have a look at the link in the description. If you're going to see the 26-hour project in its entirety plus the source code. If you would like to see the first 12 hours of the project, they're available on my page on this channel, right? So have a look at that. Now let's get to the business. So let's figure out what we're going to do. First, the app. So this is the app, and the app is just something we've used before in the channel. We are going to have this app that can either create, modify, or update and delete 100,000 footballers in a go, right? So when you hit the button in the principal area, what you're going to do is you're going to create about 100,000 footballers and their football teams, all imaginary, right? And if we hit this, we're going to update the football team to be a different team. And if we hit this, the trash can, we're going to delete all of them, right? So that's what you're going to be using in particular, to observe and observe the various SQL functions as they occur, right? So before we can do that, the first thing we'd want to do is we would want to come here and we would want to select, we would want to edit our scheme. So we come here and we hit the button edit scheme like so. And when you come to edit scheme, the next thing to do would be to go to your environment, right? So for your environment, you would hit arguments like so. And then you would come to your environment and add a new environment. And here, the environment you want to add is going to be called com.apple.CoreData, spell it correctly, of course, CoreData .SQL debug, right? And it requires a value, and this should be dot, right? This should be dot like so, right? And it requires a value, and the value, you can either set a value of 1 to 4, right? The higher the value, the more detail you are going to get, right? So we're going to put a value of 1 here, and then after that we are going to hit close, right? So you're going to hit close, and now what you're going to do is we're going to stop, and then you're going to run the application again, and then we are going to come here. And now the thing that you're going to notice is that here we're going to see our core data. Information about our core data is going to be available to us, right? So you're going to see core data annotation connecting to SQLite database and the database file, and this is where it is. If you want to know where it is, you copy this string all the way to application support, and that's what it's going to be. So we have the SQL select table name from SQLite, where Z is going to be the metadata and all that information, remote notification. So all this is going to be information with regards to our core data, right? So with that known, let's create our footballers, right? So we hit plus, and we should create 100,000 footballers. Give it a second. It's going to take a bit of time, right? So yes, okay, it's still not being seen. It's taking a while. I'm guessing it has something to do with the fact that we're printing them all out, right? Wow, it's taken a very, very, very long time to do that. I think it is something to do with the fact that you're printing them all out, right? So here, 100,000, right? So all this information to do with this, and it puts a Z before everything, right? So for example, you have core data insert, the primary key, the entity, OPT, transaction ID, change type, columns, entity, so on and so forth, right? So it does this for 100,000 times. And that in particular is why it takes so long for us to see all this information, right? It took a lot longer than I expected it to write it out to the console, and I just stopped it at some point. And then yeah, so after it's done, just restart your app, or wait until it finishes, whichever is okay. Then restart your app. Then we're going to go back to where we were in the beginning, where we print out the information about our CoreData. And in particular, we'd like to have a better look at our database, right? SQLite database file, right? So how you could do that is where it tells you where the SQLite database file is at, right? You just come here on the console and copy everything until application support, right? So copy everything until application support, come to terminal, and in your terminal, what you want to do is you want to change directory to that particular location. So just say cd, put quotation marks, put that there, like so, right? Now you're where your default store of the SQLite database, which is what CoreData uses, is at, right? So you're now where it is, right? And you can check that by saying ls to see the contents. So you hit ls, you find that you have your default store that and that, right? So this allows you to, in actual fact, to have a look at the various stores, what is stored where your SQLite database that CoreData uses, what is stored there, right? And there are several tools you could get that allow you to have a sort of, if you want to use a graphical user interface, right, to have a look at this particular default store. But you could do it directly, right? You could just do it using the tools that Apple gives you, right? So for that, we could just use SQLite 3, and then we tell it we want the default .store, like so. Hit that, and then you're going to get the SQLite. You're going to get that information there. And then now the next thing you want to do is you would like to have a look at, maybe let's say you want to have a look at the schema, right? So if you hit schema like so, you're going to get all this information about your particular model, right? That where the CoreData, in this case SwiftData, is contained, right? Remember, SwiftData is just a wrapper on CoreData, so it's basically CoreData, right? So I'm using them interchangeably here, right? So you see we have the primary key and all that information. Remember, SwiftData does handle the primary key information for you, right? So you have the metadata and all that, the various transaction IDs, right? So you have all the information, and remember, CoreData does name everything with a Z, right? So that's where you find like Z column, Z integer, Z metadata, Z primary key. So everything begins with a Z for some reason when you're using CoreData, right? So that's why it looks like this, right? So you could actually, if you want, go down and interrogate the contents of your SQLite database that CoreData and SwiftData use using the tools that Apple gives you, right? So that is a high-level overview of how you could do that using the particular tools that Apple gives you, in this case SQLite, which is built in, right? So thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next video.